Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. If you are listening live, it is about 11 a.m. Pacific time on the 18th of April. If you're listening to an archive or a replay, I want to also welcome you to the show. Per normal, I want to let you know that we are over in the chat room. You can find that by heading over to 12radio.com, click on the chat button, and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. So that's the way to do it. You'll see my banner pinned to the top of the page and other people chatting there. You can also watch this event rather than listen if you'd like to on two different streams. You can find it over at YouTube or Facebook, Katie Weaver Domestic Mystic. So any way you slice it, you should be here. If you're commenting in any of the chat rooms, the Facebook chat room or either of the live streams, I have my eye on it. So you are welcome to post anywhere and I should be able to see it. So, hey, there's all the housekeeping stuff. How's it going? I hope you had a good weekend. I hope the sun is shining. I hope you had something hot and wonderful to drink this morning. I hope that all is well. Uh, Coming into a crazy week, right? We've got an eclipse, a new moon, all kinds of chaos coming. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll find out. But it's going to be a week. It looks like we're going to be in quite the oh, and Mercury retrograde. Yeah. So, yes, I feel like we're going to have kind of a roller coaster week. We'll talk about it. But I hope we're all strapped in and ready to go. Hey, Ashika, Jessica, Sid, Lillian, Denise, Renee. Hey, everybody. I hope everyone is well. We spent the weekend in Montana yet again watching softball. It was awesome. A lot of fun. A very good day. Hey, Tiff. A lot of fun and mostly nice. Friday was so cold I watched from the car. I don't do cold. I can't get super cold. I can't. My body's not going to do that. But other than that, it was nice. It was great. We ate at our favorite restaurants there. We went to our favorite little bakery, took some fun drives. What can I say? It was awesome. The only thing we didn't do, and we can blame Scott for this, is we didn't go check out the cemetery. And this town has one of the coolest old cemeteries I've ever seen, which says a lot because I've been to a lot of cemeteries due to the fact that I love them so much. And so, to be fair to him, we've been there several times, but we had time to kill. So I'm like, let's go to the cemetery. And do you think he would do that? No, no, he would not. Right? I do blame Scott for everything. I do. It's always Scott's fault. Poor guy. I also am going to blame him for driving us safely there and safely home. So there is that. Oh, gosh. Well, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on. We're. We finally got our little softball association off the ground last night and had our first games. And now today it's hailing and cold, and we're probably going to have to cancel our games today. Damn it! The snow this year has been, I mean, it's always, springtime weather, but the snow, the lingering snow, has just really muffed up spring sports all over the country. But here too, it's been something else. So, not feeling it. And as you know, I have been spending a lot of time in the courtroom for the Lori Vallow trial and in the courtroom and also outside of the courtroom reporting on what's going on in the courtroom. Oh, man. Man. They're really laying a great foundation, groundwork for how people get sucked in to cults and nonsense. I mean, they were like a cult of 10, if that, but still the thinking is there, right? So Anyway, the other kind of fun thing, and I can't say too much yet, but Christy and I have had two meetings now with a director who is, or a producer, who's getting ready to, who's pitching a documentary on a case that we covered. And they brought us in as consultants. And if they do it, we'll be in it. Yikes. So, yeah, that's pretty cool and scary as hell. And we'll find out if they actually get a pitch through or if they don't. But that's going on. That scares the crap out of me, to be honest. I love it. I do love it. It's a local crime that has hardly ever been covered, and we covered it, and they found our podcast, and it's kind of what happened. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know exactly what will happen there, but we'll find out. Anyway, it's kind of nice to be recognized anyway. It's a case that we worked hard on and brought a freaking wild story to the world that nobody'd really heard. So, anyway, so that's what's new in my world. Chaos mostly, just chaos. Otherwise, things are just fine. The pigs are so happy to be able to be outside. They've been outside a lot, and we're happy for that too because they need to go outside. It's been a long winter for them, so and they've gotten kind of grouchy and naughty recently, and so they need to be outside. So I'm so glad that the weather's nice enough that they're spending quite a bit outside now. So yay for that too. And so are the puppies. My gosh, every time I turn around, they're not in the house. They are outside getting into chaos. Them too. But I'm glad for them as well. A little bit less of all of the animals in the house is not the worst thing, right? For sure. They need that outside time desperately. Anyway, well, let's take a look at a few things. Today is just an ask me anything day. I thought this would be a good time to just go, let's just have a chat. So, you may ask me for a reading or an opinion on something. You may ask me to speak on a subject, any, new agey topic or whatever you want. But yep, this is just an Ask Me Anything day. So we'll do our regular stuff and then I'll address questions and comments out of the chat. Thank you, Lillian. I appreciate you. Sid, do you do puzzle toys, sniff boxes, and other enrichment to keep the pigs from going crazy in the long winter months? Sid, I so wish I did. I have things like that for them, but it's a disaster. They're so aggressive and so food motivated that they're so destructive with stuff like that and with each other. The problem is you can't they have to have their own. Like, you can't have one because they'll just it's insane the way they will freak out. Uh, so you have to have 2 of whatever it is. But even then, they spend more time, bullying each other and trying to steal from each other than they do actually doing the puzzle, and yeah, I do wish that that was the, I wish that was a solution for us. The other one is people make these rag rugs kind of out of polar fleece. So they have lots of like strands on them and stuff, and then they hide treats down inside the rug so the pigs have to root around. They call them a rooting mat. But my pigs will just shred them. I don't know if they're people are actually successful with this stuff or if they just or if my pigs are just jerks. But I've tried a bunch of that stuff and all they do is ruin it. Yeah. This is who they are. Destroyers of everything. It's a great idea, though. I'm down with that. All right. Let's get Luminous pulled up. I'm going to put a link in both chat rooms and we'll go through a couple of things there. Oh, Lillian said it's been ages since we've seen the pigs and the pups. I know. I need to get more pictures, huh? The puppies are so hard to photograph because they never hold still. Ever. And my God, if you get a camera out, that is an invitation to get wild. The I should have taken a picture of Fiona because she just blew her coat. And oh my gosh, she has looked rough. Scott finally pinned her down and oiled her skin good, and she's looking quite a bit better now. But oh, dry, piggy skin patches, along with, I mean, not horrible, but it's what their skin is like, and missing lots of big like patches of hair. And oh my heck, yeah, you guys. I told her she looked a ratchet. Now she's finally starting to she's almost done losing it now. So now she can kind of start growing the new coat and she's looking a little better, but holy moly, she looked rough. Just so rough. Poor piglet. All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen here and we'll talk a little bit about Luminous. You probably just received it like a few minutes ago. That's the kind of day I've had. Just a lot going on. Okay. Alrighty. Sticking with all the springtime colors and covers. I can't get enough right now of the flowers. I have none yet. So I guess that's probably why. Alrighty. We're calling the magazine this week the You Have Trained for This edition. Because while I do think this week is going to be wild AF and have a lot going on, I also think that we are resilient, we are smart, we are capable, and whatever this is, we can get through it with a laugh and be okay. Nothing terrible is happening, no shoe is falling. We're just going to have chaos and we're going to have to really use our problem solving skills, and we're going to have to be careful that we don't sweat the small stuff too much. We're going to be fine. So, you have trained for this because you're ready. Maya has jury duty. What? Mm, jealous. I'd really like to serve on a jury. I got called to federal jury duty last year. And after I filled out the jury questionnaire, they never called me back. Because I'm guessing that, because you have to be honest. You have to tell them exactly what you do for a living and stuff. So I'm guessing someone who works as a full-time professional psychic advisor and a part-time true crime podcaster it's not someone they wanted on their jury. I mean, I get it. That probably those were probably two things that they went, who is this person? So I get it. I do get it. I just was sad. I really would have liked to have served, but Lillian said, "Once you work on a jury, you won't be jealous anymore. Trust me on this." I know, and really, the reality of me sitting through a trial, I I probably would have had to get a health exemption had I not, got an exemption because they didn't want me. But but I would love to be on the inside of a jury at some point, just for like a day or two, right? Not like these poor jurors on the Lori Vallow trial. They're saying 8 to 10 weeks. 8 to 10 weeks. My God. Can you imagine? I feel very, very sorry for and grateful for them for their service. Okay. I just put this iconic quote by A. A. Milne. This is you probably recognize this. It's from Winnie the Pooh. You are braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. I felt like that was probably a really good quote to tack on to this week. Mostly what I wanted to get at is you're a good problem solver. And if you think you're not, then we got to work on it. And we will work on it. But you are a better problem solver than you give yourself credit for. I'm also going to tell you about a crime today because I think it's one of those moments that I'm like, no, this is something that needs to be shared. Even though I don't want to do crime on this show so much, but this is something that people need to know is happening. So I'm going to tell you about a crime. Hey, Jess. Hey, Laurie. I'll probably get a 6-week jury. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Maya would trade? Oh, Maya, you're so nice. Okay, let's keep going. All right. Kelly said Mercury retrograde, solar eclipse at 29 degrees, and more. Yep, lots going on. You can read all about it in Kelly's scopes, and I'll trust you to do it. I'm not going to get too far into it, but she's got a lot of thoughts about what's going on this week and what to expect. And since it is going to be a wild and crazy week, probably wise to listen. All right, Gemini. The new moon solar eclipse happens in your 11th house of people. Oh, of people you know, friends, associates, audience. Projects you are working on could find their footing in the coming weeks. If you have to pitch a project to someone for funding, etc., a latest at 29 will make you the sales bitch with the Midas touch. Although, while it is at 29 degrees, you may feel a sense of urgency that you'll need to keep in check. Your ruling planet, Mercury, will retrograde in your 12th house of secrets, karma, and the unconscious. This might make you feel a little less social for a few weeks, but during that time, you might get lots of intuitive nudges and be able to really push through on those projects. Chaos is at 29 degrees of Gemini this week, so creativity could be really high. If anyone can thrive in chaos, it's you. And within the chaos is lots of untapped potential that you are particularly well suited to suss out. Wow, Gemini, there you go. That was a big scope. Thank you, Kelly, as always. Fantastic. Be sure you go read your scopes. They're so good and a great guiding light for what is to come. All right. I shared in my tip of the week the spring sinus blend. I share this with you every spring, but it's always a good reminder. If you struggle with sinuses in the springtime, particularly, take a 10 ml roller bottle, add 3 drops each of lavender, lemon, and peppermint essential oils. Top it off with liquid coconut oil or any other carrier oil that you love. And then you can rub it on your sinuses, under your nose, on the back of your neck. You can also put this blend together without the carrier oil, just lavender, lemon, and peppermint, and diffuse it. And that's another good way to get it into your system. But these are oils in this blend that are really, really good for allergy stuff and sinus stuff. So it's a good one to have mixed up and ready to go if you struggle. All right. Christy brings us the energy exercise is Shakti. It's a manifesting meditation. So that's always a good one, especially because I think in a wild and crazy week like this, manifesting should come pretty easy. The energy is high. You just have to be able to harness it, right? In Heart Happenings with Ginger, she's got crystals for the week. She says, "Hi, Leo. Your crystal for the week is garnet. Garnet shows up to help provide healing around things of the past or in the release of something that no longer serves the highest good. It also helps increase self worth, opening up new doors of opportunity." Awesome. And just for funsies, Cancer's crystal is fluorite, and Ginger, a fluorite is my favorite crystal. One of them. One of them. You can't pick, but fluorite, I have a ton of fluorite. I really do love fluorite. There's a fluorite mine in Idaho that we've visited before, and it's just literally cliff walls of rainbow fluorite. And you just bring your pickaxe and you chip off big pieces, and away you go. And it's kind of veined with dark green, or yeah, like that's a fluorite green, right? With purple banding, and there's pink. Some of it that's been on the wall for a while is very faded, pretty much faded out to just like a milky crystal color. But anyway, that's an amazing experience to just lay your whole self against the cliff wall of fluorite, because fluorite is a clearing stone. And that fluorite has been out in the sun and in the moon where it's constantly being recharged and cleared. And you go throw yourself against that, and it's a pretty amazing experience to stand there with it. So, anyway, thanks, Ginger. Thanks for the fluorite. I liked it. All right. Just a couple of true crime squad things, the normal. All right. So I'm going to tell you about a crime because you need to hear about it. There is a new way that people are using AI for voice manipulation. And there have been reports all over the country now from people who received a phone call from a stranger and could hear the voice of a loved one in the background, sobbing, begging for help. And the person on the phone claiming that they had kidnapped this person. One uh, s- story I read was a mom whose daughter was on a ski trip, and they called and told her that they had kidnapped her daughter. They were demanding a certain amount of money. He even said that he was going to pump her full of drugs, have his way with her, and ditch her in Mexico if she didn't provide this money. She kept him on the phone and used a different device to text her husband and ask him to try to make contact with their daughter. And sure enough, she was on her ski trip. She was with adults. She was a kid, a teenager, but she was upstairs in her bedroom, tucked in asleep. She was safe. But voice cloning through AI services is becoming a thing. So I don't tell you this to scare the shit out of you, but I do tell you this to know that that is a scam that is now starting to go around on the phone, hearing voices of someone that you think you know that maybe you don't. So I tell you this to just raise your discernment. At this point, I don't answer a phone call unless I know who it is. I'm sure you guys are a lot the same way. This mom answered because her daughter was out of town, right? So of course she answered because what if there was something going on? But at any rate, I've heard several terrifying stories from people now about having this experience with a sibling, a child, or whatever. So this could play to the advantage of scammers in a lot of different ways, right? Certainly mimicking family members' voices could be, and how are they finding your family members' voices? From socials, people that make videos, I guess like me, uh, and using that for chat or for AI to learn their voice and their inflections so that they can then manipulate AI to mimic that voice. So, anyway, be aware, be discerning always, be safe. That's all. Okay, Anita brings us Goddess Pele. Jamie has a brand new video talking about the eclipse and Mercury retrograde. Very good info from Jamie always. And that's it. So, if you find anything in Luminous that rocks your world, tell the author. It always feels good for people to hear that, you know, the hard work they're putting in is reaching somebody's ears, and that's a good thing. So, at any rate, that is what's going on there. Tiffany said, "Today is my friend Jill's birthday. She was murdered by her boyfriend who is in prison." My God, Tiffany, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When did that happen? I mean, if he's in prison, it's been a minute, but I'm very sorry to hear that. But I agree, Tara. It is scary. It's just something we need to be aware of for sure. Yep. Okay. I actually wanted to do a sacral chakra work. What are my thoughts about AI, GPT, and what is likely to be the overarching end game of this technology? I think it's happening much faster than we are able to understand it, protect ourselves, regulate it potentially. and that we're going to see some of that start happening. But in the meantime, I think we should be careful. I think that we should be very careful about just believing anything we read. I mean, if anything, the last, what, 8 years has taught us is that social media is meant to deceive us. You know, there's maybe not at its core, but there is so much in the world that is meant to deceive us or push us towards a certain conclusion, or just flat out lies, just flat out lies that are put out there into the world that we are certainly meant to deceive us. And I think honestly, Sid, I think we'll have a few weird years with all the AI stuff before we get something a little bit better figured out as far as keeping us safe and what technology we can all just access. Pardon me. I think we should all be careful and smart and discerning. That's what I think. At some point, I think it'll be regulated a lot more than it is because there's a lot of danger with it, you know? Yeah. Okay. Lillian, you love chakra work. Me too. And I thought that really the sacral bowl would be perfect for us today because there is a lot of that chaotic energy is very creative. So, and I don't know about you guys if you've been feeling kind of flat. I have the last while. I haven't done much creatively in a bit besides assist on embroidery projects and fulfill Etsy orders as they come, but I haven't really made anything new or done anything all that exciting in a minute, and just haven't felt all that inspired. It comes in waves, and that's okay. I think it's good to allow that, but I feel some good creative energy kind of moving in. That's good. But also, to be a good problem solver really requires you to be solid in creativity, solid in your sacral chakra, because it takes creativity to solve problems sometimes. So here is the bowl. For some reason, these days, some of you can really hear the singing bowls and some of you can't. And I don't know why. There's not a thing I can do about it. It's weird. It's tech, but we'll give it our best shot. So I'm going to play the bowl first and just ask you to hold space to allow the frequency of the singing bowl to clear and release anything you're holding in your sacral. Now, your sacral chakra is below your belly button, around your womb. It is orange typically. This is your center of creativity, of joy, and sexuality. So, we're just going to ask and allow the bowl to clear away anything that you're carrying there that is stuck, that's heavy, that isn't serving your highest and best purpose. So, we'll start there. Okay. I'm going to play the bowl again. This time, I want you to envision a bright orange light, starting tiny, like a speck, right in the middle of that chakra, growing larger and larger and larger until it has extended out of that chakra and gotten bigger and bigger and bigger until it completely envelops you in that orange, creative, joyful light. Do that now. So, again, starting as a speck of light, getting larger and larger and larger until it has completely wrapped you up. Perfect. Okay. Love it. Okay. Love that. Okay. And hopefully that felt good to you. Definitely something I needed, but Mary said I received a text and then a video call from my daughter's father-in-law while out of the country saying he needed money because his credit card had been compromised and could I just send him some money so his cell phone wouldn't be shut off. After disagreeing with how to pay it, I sent it via Zelly only to find out it was a total scam. It was so weird to get a video call from him asking for it. The scammers are getting scarily good at what they do. They are. They really are. Sid said, I've become aware that human voices, facial reactions, and the feeling emotions that are difficult to replicate in non humans are being harvested and recorded without our knowledge. And that info can be used to refine and upgrade the behavior and reactions of AI robot pseudo humans, i.e., sales clerks, restaurant hostesses, etc. Yeah. Well, Christy was telling me about an article that she just read about a piece of AI software that someone asked a question in a different language than this software was actually programmed to know. And the program searched the internet and taught itself that language without the programmer's knowledge, without the programmer's telling it to do that. It just did that by itself. Yeah, there's some brilliant things about AI. There's some really good things, but it is definitely something we need to all be aware of and keep an eye on for sure. Interesting. Again, not to scare the crap out of you, just to educate, make everyone think. Yeah. Oh, Rebecca said AI is crazy for songwriters. There's an app where you can write a song in the style of Taylor Swift, for example. It's really creepy. I agree. It will be a few weird years also for intellectual property rights. Yeah, all of it. Pretty wild. Okay. All right. Just going to take a look in the chat. Kylie said, if time allows, always would love a message from the grandparents needing extra love today. Okay, let's take a peek. All right, so Grandma Terry says you have really hit a lot of brick walls lately. She said it's just been discouraging. She wants you to really focus on things that are working in your life. And try not to get too down and discouraged about the things that aren't. She feels like those things are going to work their way out. Grandpa really wants you to continue to stand up for yourself. He says, he said, you're getting to have a better track record on that. Yeah, but he wants you to keep doing that, remembering that. He wants you to stand up for yourself. They both want you to know how much they love you and that they're keeping an eye on you and this situation that you're in. And grandma wants you to know that they're proud of you no matter what. All right. They're around, babe. Keep talking to them. They know. Okay. Pamela said, too late. I'm scared. Uh, I know. It's just one of those conversations I feel like are worth having. Like, I don't mean to be a fear monger ever. I hate that. But these are just realities right now that we do need to know about. Yeah, I hear you. Yep. See, that's a good idea. Christy said that too. She said that it seems that people might need to establish a secret password that family members have to say when they make emergency requests for money or help. I agree. That never gets published on the internet. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Pamela could use some energy healing on her lower back. Okay, let's take a look, Pamela. Hmm. Yeah. It's hard because I feel like you are out of alignment. Your hips are a little not straight, but you're probably having a hard time getting anybody that wants to work on you because of your RA, because chiropractors don't like touching that. But you are out of whack. All right, so there's so much heat there, Pamela. I know I'm probably telling you something you already know, but so much heat in that low back. So sometimes we carry worry in our low backs. I'm going to do a good clearing there just to see if there's anything energetic that can be contributing. I mean, more than anything, I know this is joint nonsense, but okay. All right, and I'm going to call in the ethereal energies of silver and aquamarine and put a chi ball in that back to see if we can help it to cool. And just envisioning you walking without pain, sitting without pain, laying down, standing up, without pain or struggle from your hips or your back. Oh, there you go, Pamela. Okay. Mary said, finishing packing for Europe. We'll be gone for quite a while. If you can please reassure Tammy. She got freaked out just seeing my suitcases being packed. Oh, poor Tammy. Yeah, let me tune into her. She is obsessed with you, Mary. Oh, I'm just showing her that she's going to have dog sitters and that she's going to be fine and that you will come back. Okay. She knows. She just wants to be where you are so bad. She'll be okay. Is Fiona's hair the kind of hair that's used to make boar bristle brushes? Similar, yeah. Yeah, really, really coarse. Jessica said, could you please do a body scan and see what, if anything, is going on with me? Jessica, do you want to give me just a little bit more context on that? I would love to. But what's going on with you physically, emotionally? What am I looking for in a quick reading? In the meantime, Jane said, hoping the sacral work helps, and yet I'm in, I don't know, maybe grief paralysis. I need to get sorted from my drive cross country. No idea what's going to help me get motivated. Okay, Jane, let's take a look. I hope that helps too. But let's see what else we can do to free you up. So your aura is super, super heavy. I'm gonna clear that. All of the grief, all of the loss that has happened while you have been in Jersey, all of the family, interactions and stuff, it packs a punch, and I feel like you are just wearing such a heavy weight right now of all of that. So, I do think that clearing your aura here is gonna help to break some of that loose and get you going. So, in the meantime, make lists, set some timelines. I feel like it's all very unstructured, and that's making it really hard for you to get going. Yep. Okay. I'm sending you lots of love, Jane. Mary said as she were giving me the message, she was staring at me with sad puppy dog eyes. She's been at my hip all day. She's one of those dogs that I feel like would skin you and wear your head as a hat if she could, just to have you a little closer. I mean, in a less violent and creepy way. Is there one? But she loves you that much. Oh, poor Tammy. Oh, okay. Jessica said physical eye pain and dizziness. Oh, well, let's look. Dizziness is such a hard one. It seems like every client I have that has gone through some dizzy issues, their doctors have a hard time pinpointing what it is. Sometimes it's just an electrolyte imbalance. Sometimes it is an overactive parathyroid. Sometimes it's ear crystals. Sometimes it's none of those things. Jessica, I'm going to release some pressure from your third eye. There's sure a lot of pressure up in there. All right. And I'm going to put a lot of light through your third eye to see if we can help the energy there keep moving better in the meantime until you get us a good diagnosis. And the other thing that comes up for me is to not do not wait too long for a second opinion. If you haven't had one yet, don't wait too long for a second opinion. I feel like if your doctor's not aggressively seeking out what's going on here, find somebody who will. Yeah, Lillian said her doctor can't figure out her dizziness and he's a specialist. Okay, this is a blanket statement. It's not for one specific person, but I'm going to say this. Parathyroids. Ask them to check your parathyroid level and your calcium level. If your parathyroids are going crazy, your parathyroids are four little tiny glands on all four corners of your thyroid. So they're right up in here. Your thyroid's kind of like a bow tie, and your parathyroids are kind of like what tacks the bow tie. Not really. They don't do that, but they're by it, like what would tack the bow tie to, the suit. They're itty bitty. But parathyroid's gland or job is to regulate electrolytes in your body, particularly calcium. And if your parathyroids are going bonkers, even one of them, and it's making your calcium in your body be too high, that will cause dizziness, headaches, confusion, brain fog, all over feeling like shit. And parathyroid diseases are really rare, or at least they used to be. And so I think a lot of doctors aren't really in the practice of looking that direction, or maybe don't even know. So, and I've told you guys before that I have hypoparathyroidism. My parathyroids don't work at all. So I have to take constant calcium every day to keep, well, alive. But calcium's really important in your body. But because of that, I've learned a lot about parathyroids. And one of the things I've discovered, and through clients now, I have 3 different clients now who have had an overactive parathyroid, had to have surgery and have 1 or 2 of them removed to slow that down so that their calcium can come down. So, blanket statement for everybody, not telling any one of you specifically that I think this is what's wrong with you, but keep an eye on that and ask for the test. I mean, a calcium test is a very basic blood test, particularly. Yeah. Jane said a research study just came out about too much calcium causing cardiac issues. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Too much calcium can calcify anywhere in your body, your brain, your kidneys, your heart. Yep. But that dizziness is a huge indicator. So just throwing that out there to everybody. Would parathyroid affect me if I have underactive thyroid? Parathyroids and thyroids actually don't have any relation to each other in the jobs they do in your body. They are just really, really close neighbors. Trish, could you look at my health? What do I need to do? Let's take a look at you, love. The message, actually, Trish, is to look less holistic right now. At least until you have a good diagnosis, and then you can go back to holistic means. But right now, you need a good GP that will run lots of tests that will get really clear on what's going on with you and that there's not a thing wrong with that. But you got to remember, you have had a lot of stress this last year. You've had loss, you've had a lot happen. And I feel like part of what's happening is your body's really bearing the brunt of all of the stress. You got to baby yourself through that and take good care of yourself. You're going to, I think, get some answers, solutions, and get feeling better. But I know you're dragging right now and it sucks, but you're going to get there. But for now, no, less holistic, more Western medicine for a minute. Hey, Jennifer. Let's see. Catherine, would love if you can check in on young Arthur here. Just wondering if he has lung issues. He seems to pant heavily after running around. Oh, poor Arthur. Let's tune into him. Lungs or heart? I, I would just mention that to the vet and just every time you get a checkup, just make sure that they listen to his lungs and heart good. Just to keep yeah, to keep in the know with him. Like I don't feel like there's something super serious going on, but I would definitely just mention it to the vet, have them listen and look so you kind of have a baseline so that if there is trouble in the future, they already have taken a peek. He is super cute, by the way. Yeah, just so that they know. Denise said she's feeling blah. Wondered if there's anything she should look at medically. Wow, how did we get on such a medical day? We just did. All right, Denise. I mean, obviously, you should get a good workup. You should get some good lab studies to see what everything that's going on in your body. The thing that came up for me was blood sugar levels and the way your blood sugar levels are interacting all day. Like, I feel like you might be having some pretty significant highs and lows that are just wearing you out. But go get some labs. Tell them that you're feeling like crap. Also, Denise, ask them to check your vitamin D and B12 levels and see where you're at there. I feel like there's answers there for you too that'll get you feeling a lot better. But your body just looks to me like it's kind of on a roller coaster, and that's why you're so tired. Yeah. Boo. What is up? All this health stuff. We hate it. Yeah. Trish, you're so welcome. My honor. Uh Shane said if there's one thing I'm good at, it's writing lists. Following through, on the other hand, I hear that. JR is really struggling with allergies and congestion, nasal and chest. JR, I think you have, yeah. I suspect that you've developed some allergies over time that are not the original ones you were being treated for. I would talk to your doctor about what else you need to know or do, or if your body's just a little too used to what you've been doing. I feel like there's also some answers for you that it's time to try something new as far as allergies are concerned. Yeah. Yeah, talk to your doctor about what you are doing and what you could change up because I think more than anything it's just changing something up to you know, bring something new to your body. Oh, Laurie said a lot of people are being really physically affected by the solar energies. Interesting. Did you guys see the oh, I should have saved the picture. It's the it was a picture of the northern lights that had this spiral through it. It happened over the weekend. There were a lot of theories about what it could have been. What it was some jet fuel spray off from SpaceX that showed up just like that. But it sure looked like some cosmic thing happening. Pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. Okay, last question. Emily said, will I be successful if I choose to do art as my life path? Emily, the answer is yes, with guidance. What I'm seeing is some kind of a mentor, somebody who is good at helping you to get your art in the right places, who has some connections in the genre that you're working around in. So the answer is yes, but that you need to get some mentorship, some help, some support to be able to get there. Yeah, interesting. All right, we have just enough time. It is time for our bibliomancy from We Are Here For You by Kathleen Peterson. So I'm just asking, what do we need to know this week? Archangel Haniel. Oh, this is interesting considering that it's almost a new moon. I come to you today to encourage you to connect with the light and energy of the moon. The moon is filled with powerful light and energy, which will help you in healing and connecting more closely with the divine feminine. If you are involved in working with herbs and potions, call on me to help you increase your connection to the moon and its healing light. The moon is powerful and affects all, as evidenced by the tide in the ocean and the other bodies of water. Your moon connection will also assist you in opening yourself to clairvoyance and other sight. I encourage you to touch the moon energy within you. Notice that when the moon is full, people and animals take on different ways of being. Do not fear this, but listen to what happens when you are more connected with the moon. It is amazing what happens when you allow the moon to become a greater part of your life. The energy and light from the moon create a greater, more open connection with the power of the divine feminine. You are all powerful, and you all contain aspects of the divine feminine. Now you are being called to this power which resides within you. This is a power which approaches life in a gentle manner. This moves you to stand in your power of self. The divine feminine is slowly becoming more prevalent in your world. Know that you will notice a strong presence of the feminine coming to the forefront. Now is the time. You have all lived with the warrior who is aggressive, fierce, and warlike. Now is the time of the warrior who can work towards understanding and acceptance. This warrior is no less fierce than the previous warrior, but the energy comes from a different place, a place filled with the desire and ability to work together for a better world for all. I come today to offer my support as you move into this new energy and light. It is time. I have observed the work that you have all done, moving yourselves towards this energy, and I say to you that you are not alone. I say that for every act of terror and war, there are innumerable acts of kindness and sharing, whether on a one to one basis or in groups. I see you moving in a direction of caring and sharing. When you come from your power, when you allow the divine feminine to share with the divine masculine on an equal basis within, then you have balance. Once the balance is achieved, you no longer need to fight to be right. As you move into a position where you accept that it is okay for each to have their own beliefs and opinions, you move into a more peaceful existence. There's a little more, but we don't have time to finish it, but I think that gives you the point. That's Archangel Haniel from Kathleen. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jess. Good to see you all. Don't forget, I am a professional psychic advisor over at one2listen.com. You can find me over there every single day doing readings, energy work, animal communication, mediumship. I'll help you in any way that I can. Thanks for being here. I will not be here next Thursday or Tuesday, just FYI. I will be softball momming. So now you know. But I will be back the following week to the best of my knowledge. Thanks so much, you guys. This has been yet another production of The Katie Weaver Show here on 1 2 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.